Okay, welcome to the board game cast of EE Showdown 1. Over here in the red corner, we have Mmoze, who's picked Oranos for this tournament. He's currently seeded 6th, and he's easily over 2,000 rating, so he's a strong player. On Mr. Boat, also experienced tournament player. He's also easily over 2,000 on EE. He has chosen to go random god for this tournament. It is a mono god tournament, and random god was one of the valid god choices. Mr. Boat, he's the only participant in this tournament to actually pick random god. So it feels like he wants a bit more variety than just having to play one god throughout the whole tournament. Say these two players, there's no knowing who will come out ahead from these two. It should be a really good series to watch. I think they might be fairly close matched. I'm not sure. Mr. Boat has more experience playing in tournaments, but Mmoze, I've seen him around on Extended Edition, and he's been playing really well. He's also been doing well on ladder, beating lots of good players. So we'll see how this game goes for them. Looking at the map, we see that we have the relic Ship of Fingernails over here, which gives 0.4 food per second into your, like, if you take it, and that's about the equivalent of having hand axe. I mean, about to put that into comparison, if you grab hand axe as Atlantean and you have 2 citizens on wood, it's about 0.5 extra wood per second. So this is about the same, but in food, and food is better than wood. So this is a really good relic. I prioritize making an Oracle hero and getting this while aging up over hand axe. On the other side, we see Nose of the Sphinx, 15% more hit points for buildings. Very, very useful in the late game. You stop pushes so much better. And also for Mmoze, if he sees Earthquake is coming, grabbing this relic would definitely be really, really helpful for that. So surrounding Earthquake. So 2 pretty good relics on this map. And right now we see that we've got 2 draft packs. Actually, we've only got 1 draft pack for each player. This town center for Mmoze, it's got a lot of hunts around it, so you might try to grab that quickly. I'm not sure. And this town center, meanwhile, for Mr. Boat, it's got 2 elephants sort of over here, but they're not really secure. If Mr. Boat wants to take this town center, he could, and then he could maybe try to grab those 2 elephants with the wall. That could be an option for him. Just seeing some of the things he can do. Instead, right now he's on the rounders in his base. He's got 8 villagers at home, so it looks like he's not really in any hurry to be moving out to the other hunt outside his base. He actually, that's pretty harsh. It's pretty unfortunate. He looks like he just barely missed the scouting on these gazelle, so he's not moving out to grab these gazelle. He doesn't know about them yet. Oh, that's very unfortunate. Like, as Mr. Boat, you definitely want to be out grabbing these gazelle outside your base as soon as possible before the Oranos unit flood kicks in, because once that comes in, you're not going to be able to gather these gazelle. And that's 600 food loss. There's also 1,200 food of giraffe over here. That's a bit further out. I'm not sure if Mr. Boat is going to be making an effort to secure these. If he just tries to grab this town center, maybe he won't be really trying to secure these giraffes at all. But yeah, we'll see how the game goes. So far, we see pretty standard things from Mmoze. He's gone for the 2-1-1 and then 2 more in food. Anti-build order, so he's going to be aging up at 430. While Mr. Boat, he's only getting his temple up now, so he's going to be aging up slightly later through Hermes. Interesting. If Mr. Boat scouted this gold mine for Mmoze, maybe he could have gone for an aggressive Ares rush. This gold mine over here, it's sort of forward, while in contrast, Mr. Boat's gold mine is really, really safe. Okay, maybe could have gone an Ares rush with a Hippolyta just sort of sitting on top of this gold mine. Instead, he's chosen to go Hermes, and he's not really choosing to scout. Instead, he's choosing to beat up to start hitting on Mmoze's giraffe. He's actually killed the giraffe really, really far away from right over here where Mmoze is gathering it. So if this dead giraffe means that Mmoze never gets around to gathering it, that's going to be really nice for Mr. Boat. But I personally prioritize scouting the map a little bit. I mean, there's a huge chunk of black map over here, so Mr. Boat is going to be playing with quite a lot of missing information. But attacking these animals, yeah, it could come in handy. It's a lot of food. 300 food, 1 giraffe. Never underestimate it. It's a lot of food. And every bit of food that you can get matters, especially if it's hunt that gathers really, really fast. So Mmoze, he's up classical age through Prometheus, standard things. He's got his 2 military buildings out, so ready to start the unit flood. While Mr. Boat looks to put some pressure on this back hunt over here. But since this hunt is so far to the back, and Mmoze did age up sooner than Mr. Boat, I'm not sure if Mr. Boat can actually really put damage on this hunt. We see he's chosen to keep Hippolyta at home to help defend from these Promethean offspring raids, which could be quite the nuisance. Right now, his Centaur has reached the hunt over here. He's also got the heroes, and Mmoze, he's got one hero Terma to defend this, but this one hero Terma, it's not going to be enough. He's going to have to pull over more units than this to just defend from this raid. Otherwise, these two guys are going to be forcing a lot of idle time on these two citizens, which is not good. Mr. Boat also finally moving out over here to the Gazelle. He's moving out with 10 villagers. That's quite a lot for such a small pack of Gazelle. Like, it probably would have been better to split some of these on the chickens. But after he finishes these Gazelles, he might try to go into the elephants, which means that the 12 villagers is sort of appropriate if he moves on to take the elephants. After all, he's making hoplites, Hippocons, villagers, so he's going to need a lot of food to keep up on the production. So getting these elephants, I'm guessing that's going to be Mr. Boat's plan right now. He must really want these elephants, but it's sort of really sketchy against an Oranos player to be moving out so far forward into the open. Control villagers to get these elephants. I mean, one bad fight on these elephants, and it could be over for you. One bad fight, and Oranos can really do some really nasty unit floods. Maybe a bit of skirmish over here, and looks like a Terma does get picked off, but the Terma here is fine. It's also picked up the ship of fingernails relic. So if he drops that off in the temple, that would be good for him. Now these villagers just finishing the Gazelle. Are they going to move forward to these elephants? If they do, it's going to be a nasty fight. It's going to be a big fight. You see, Mmoze, he's finally gotten just pickaxe right now. I believe that when I was watching this game earlier, I forgot to mention, but he actually chose not to get any eco ups while aging up. So that means that he's going to be able to flood out units even harder, and that's going to be really good for him in this fight. Now these villagers, they're just going to sandwich between this army over here from Mmoze, and it looks like here Mr. Boat has so many more units, but then the shockwave comes down, and all these villagers here, they're out in the open now. And these Prometheans are just wreaking havoc. The elephant is also on Mmoze's side, man. So many units are falling. So look at the losses. So look at the losses for both players. Yeah, they see the villagers loss going up and up for Mr. Boat, but Mmoze is losing a lot of army. After all, Mr. Boat does have more units here, and he's got the numbers advantage. Hippolyta finally focusing down the Prometheans. Looks like the army of Mmoze is going to be destroyed by Mr. Boat's. But at what cost? Mr. Boat's down 9 villagers. He lost 9 villagers so far this game. That's really big. Using 10 villagers already, so his eco is going to be really far behind. And in just a while, all these numbers from all these lost units from Mmoze, they're going to be just rebuilt. Mmoze's economy is just much better now from having all these villager kills. And with this temporary military advantage Mr. Boat has right now, I'm not sure there's much we can do. Like, he could try to go down here maybe. He's also got to worry about his own hunt. These giraffes, they're definitely wide open. And 2 of these villagers here, they're from the fight from the elephants, they're really low. And if this hero Murmelo just runs down, he could pick them off on their own in his zone. Instead, we see Mr. Boat. He's chosen to move his army back. He's also got this position now. There's lots of low units here, so this position is going to be getting out a lot of value. These Hippocons really damaged. Some of these hoplites almost dead. Yeah, this is a really good position usage. It's going to be getting a lot of value. But this army being over here, it's a bit sketchy. It's a bit sketchy. If Mmoze comes down and finds this hunt, there's going to be absolutely nothing defending it, and it'll probably be game if Mmoze finds this hunt over here. Let's also see Mr. Boat actually going for some centaurs right now. You don't usually see that as Poseidon. He's got two villagers on the temple, and he's making some centaurs. Let's have a look at what his resources are like. Yeah, so he's got a pretty effective raid going. He's going to be able to pick up a citizen, and then just escape from these Terma heroes. Now, I actually really like the choice of making centaurs here. Like, because on extended edition, if you look at these centaurs, they actually have 5.2 speed. If you played on the original game, they only have 5 speed without an upgrade. And what this 5.2 speed means is that these Terma heroes are not able to hit the centaurs while they're running. So you can see that they keep dodging the air fires, and these Terma heroes are just missing. These centaurs, they're going to be getting good value in fights. And here we see another fight break out, essentially. But it looks like Mr. Boat's army should be a bit stronger with all these hoplites and these 2 really strong weak heroes. He's also got the 2 centaurs in the back here, being healed by the physician. Oh, but it's kind of sketchy pushing in so deep without the 2 centaurs just backing you up. And Mmoze could just turn around and fight this. I mean, he's got the production over here. See a bit of idle time being forced here by the scout, just backing away at these two citizens. But it's just a scout. It's not going to do any harm. But it does delay Mmoze a little bit. But then the scouts are now down. If we look at the hero Murmelo, it's actually got 5.28 speed because of the random speed bonus, and also heroes being, I believe, also 10% faster. So the hero Murmelo is actually faster than these centaurs, and he's going to be able to do some damage on it. It looks like this round is happening now. Shockwave. Shockwave isn't quite ready yet for Mmoze, but if Shockwave was, he would definitely be turning around and fighting this. These drafts here, so Mr. Boat is going to be able to get these drafts without any problems. And he's playing really aggressive now. We're just moving in. See a bit of back and forth. He doesn't want to move into the base of Mmoze with the watchtowers, of course. But then once the gold runs out, Mmoze is going to have to choose a gold mine to move out to, and I don't know which would be good for him. We look at the gold. Mmoze has only got 130 gold left. He's also choosing to invest in the second tungsten array back now. You see it by happening in middle, but then these centaurs, they're being taken out of the fight by the Terma here. I like it. These Terma here, they're going to die so fast once these typical and get onto them. These Murmelo here, they're just so much stronger than the hoplites once they have the medium upgrades. However, this fight looks like it's going to go in Mmoze's favor for a little bit. These expensive Terma heroes are just being taken out. Yeah. So despite taking the second town center, you see that Mmoze is actually able to beat Mr. Boat in a fight. So that's a massive win for him. He's going to back off now. You see Shockwave come down. I'm not sure if it's the best use of the Shockwave. I mean, these units are retreating anyway, and they're quite tanky, so it's going to help Mmoze kill one Hippicon at most. Probably not the best use of Shockwave, but still decent nonetheless. Picking off free units is always welcome. With this fight one, it looks like Mmoze absolutely won't have any problems with the gold. Mr. Boat just missing the medium infantry upgrade, not able to take the fight. Medium infantry there for Mmoze was absolutely huge in that battle. Really need to be making sure you have the upgrade as soon as you've got like 10 or so hoplites. It makes such a massive difference. Also have to be careful not to be losing these units. Now, in turn, it looks like Mr. Boat might be the one that has to worry about getting gold starved now. He's got the villagers over here from the draft. They're onto the gold mine right down here. And Mmoze, he's got his oracles. He got his oracle all the way down here. It could have been here and scattered about this TC on the gold mine, but I guess that would be picked off if any villager tried to move to the berries. I mean, seen. So this oracle is a really sneaky location. It's not going to be found, and it keeps a good eye on this TC. But then he doesn't know about this gold being mine. But if you looking from Mmoze's point of view, he's got vision on this gold mine, vision on this gold mine. He's got vision on this side with the oracle over here. So you can sort of guess that once this gold mine runs out from Mr. Boat, then Mr. Boat will definitely go over here. Mr. Boat now securing this gold mine with walls. I like it. Absolutely necessary. Really need to make sure this gold mine is secured with walls. Just coming from one of these raids. And this army, it's moving in here now. The army of Mr. Boat, again, a bit out of position. Might not be able to defend these units moving in. Now we see it's actually Mmoze moving in to take these elephants in the middle. That's going to be a lot of hunt for Mmoze. Big hunt advantage. Taking these elephants if Mr. Boat never gets around to taking these. Now also just sees the gold mine. He's moving in now. He's got the walls over here. And Mr. Boat really needs to pull in these units over here. This is going to be a big raid on these gold mines. Ooh, Mr. Boat, good reactions. Noticing fast enough. Also doing some counter raids on his own. Really nice counter raid over here. He's also going to be able to find the citizen on this TC. In the meantime, he's a bit of fight over here, but these hoplites are going to get on the Terma, and if Mr. Boat's not paying attention, they're going to fall so fast. The citizen is also completely surrounded, pressed against the TC by all these Hippicons. He's going to be picked off. That's really massive raid for Mr. Boat and a big win. Meanwhile, all these Terma falling, they get absolutely shredded by these hoplites. In most infantry, you do bonus damage against Terma, about 50% for hoplites. So yeah, really good raids coming in from Mr. Boat. Also good pick off on these Termas. You see Mmoze, he split between two gold mines here. I personally want to see a miner come down about here just to make sure any raids don't happen. In the meantime, you see actually a really big army from Mmoze. He's got 18 Murmelos. Yeah, he's got 22 Murmelos, really huge army. Well, Mr. Boat, he's only got 12, so Mmoze coming down to this location. This could be a problem. If Mr. Boat is not able to secure this gold, then we'll be game. And I wonder how close Mmoze is up to advancing. Yeah, he's got the food to advance. He's almost got the resources. With Hyperion coming in, he could just move onto this gold mine and gold starve, and that would be really devastating. Just wonder how Mr. Boat's going to cope. Mr. Boat really needs to get his medium upgrades to just have a chance in this fight. You see the army coming down in here for Mmoze, but it's going to be a bit too late. This town center is going to come up without any problems, but that's just going to be Mr. Boat's second town center. Mmoze is already on 3 TCs. Got a bit of a choke point here, and these Talkless Days these centaurs are all doing really good work. These Churma are not able to get around to these units thanks to this really nice choke point. So this is a really nice fight for Mr. Boat to take. Oh my god, that's so expensive! Converting all these Murmurs into heroes. I guess Mmoze desperately wants to win this fight. No, this isn't going to work. All these units are falling now, and that's going to be a really big win for Mr. Boat, and it's going to help him come back into the game. Look at the units lost. Massive difference. It's a really bad fight for Mmoze. He's going to lose all these hero Murmurs as well. It's so expensive converting them into heroes manually. Really should have just waited for Hyperion to come in, and he could Gold Star over here. There's absolutely no need to be pushing in on there, and the hero Murmurs. That's going to be really costly for Mmoze. Obviously, the Centaur Polemark upgrade coming in from Mr. Boat. Now, you don't see that very often. Poseidon using Centaur heroes to fight against Oranos. You don't see that very often. You see another fight breaking out in the middle. Hippolyta does get into the Stymphalian Bird. The Stymphalian Bird, it's headed towards this gold mine, and Hippolyta loses focus of it. The Stymphalian Bird is going to be wreaking havoc on these 7 villagers while the fight's happening in the middle. Hippolyta needs to focus on these Dryads. Right now, the numbers for this fight seem about even, but Mmoze is just constantly flooding units in. While I believe Mr. Boat, he's turned all his production off. He's not got the food to continue spamming hoplites like he did for most of the game. In the meantime, this Stymphalian Bird is doing work on these gold villagers. Mr. Boat not quite noticing yet. Well, he does bring the centaurs over, but then there's also this hero Murmillo here that he has to cope with, and the bird actually does quite a lot of damage to the centaurs. The centaurs do pick off the bird. It costs 1 centaur, definitely worth it, but the bird has already picked off 3 of these villagers for Mr. Boat. Quite painful. Mr. Boat really needs to finish off this wall over here to help secure this gold mine. If we look at the score difference, we actually see the score is pretty close. The score is pretty close, but then if you look at the pop difference, wow, it just looks like Mmoze is doing way better on everything. He's got more villagers. He's got 145, 145 pop, as opposed to Mr. Boat's 85 pop. He's got full map control. And Mmoze is just in a way better position now, but the score doesn't reflect that because of this massive fight down here. Man, just look at this army. It's so big compared to this. Mr. Boat's only on 90 population. If this army just moved down here and attacked this gold mine, that could be game over. There's no way that Mr. Boat can defend this. But instead, he sees Mr. Boat going for this other TC over here, and he's going to be able to deny it. If you look at Mmoze's perspective, he's got a sneaky oracle over here. Yeah, and it forces the C-Spire. Forces the C-Spire. Mr. Boat's just so far behind at this point. But one thing he does have going for him is that as Poseidon, he should have the better late game if he can survive that long. But if he isn't able to secure any gold mines. That's not going to happen. And he's also going. Another concern is that. Is Mr. Boat going to be able to deal with Tartarian Gate? If you're behind, if you don't have any heavy myth units, you're just in the classical age, you've only got a few hoplites, it's going to be really difficult to stop this Tartarian Gate. That's inevitably going to happen, and we see that Hecate is now going through for Mmoze. He also got this really big army just parked outside Mr. Boat's base during C-Spire. Mr. Boat does see it from the watchtower, so he knows it's there. What can you do about it? Hecate is coming as well. And this lure is still here. It didn't do its job. It didn't convert the 1,000 food. That's why it's still here. Unfortunate. I really hate when that happens. The lure not converting all the food it can. Now Mr. Boat is trying to find to wall up. It looks like the army is now coming down here for Mmoze. He's also got the 4 production building spam. They're going to be able to flood into this gold mine. And yeah, this is going to be nasty. It's going to be really nasty. In the meantime, Mr. Boat also has 2 gold mines over here. But these are in no way secure. And it will still be dangerous to move out. See the fight coming down now. Mr. Boat has managed to come back a bit more in population, but then looks like Mmoze, he's still got way more units. He's also flooding in all these units down here now. I don't see Mr. Boat just winning this fight in the long term. He's gonna be just kicked off with this gold mine. Nasty. All these villagers falling now. Mr. Boat, he's got 700 gold in the bank, but he's also got no no more gold income. You see Tartarin Gate being cast now on the left town center. Meanwhile, Mr. Boat's army, well, doesn't have that many units, isn't able to deal with it. I really like this Tartarin Gate because it sort of stops this gold mine from being mined. It really fits into the gold star. Now with this gold mine being unsafe, and these two gold mines just being stopped by the Tartarin Gate, there's no way that Mr. Boat can take down the Tartarin Gate with just these three villagers over here. Looks like it's gonna be game. Just There's just too much stuff going on right now for Mr. Boat. He's only 700 square behind. Well, I say only, 700 is quite big, but yeah, the situation is way worse than that for him. He's trying to move back out on this gold mine, but that's not going to happen. See, Fire Siphon's now moving in. Fire Siphon's... you don't actually want to kill these buildings from Poseidon since he gets Militia, but then this Fire Siphon, I guess it's really good at absorbing the Toxitate's Pierce attack since it has 96% armor. It could also be working on this town center later on as well. Meanwhile, this other town center is going to fall to just these Tyrant spawns, and this gold mine is going to be completely unsafe. This gold mine as well, nothing to open. This gold mine, not going to last very long. I don't see Mr. Boat coming back from this. Yeah. Mr. Boat now desperately scouting with his villagers to see if there's any gold in this corner, of which there isn't. This Return Gate is still going strong. Citizens here just being picked off left and right. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Rebuilding the town center. And Mr. Boat taps out. So, wow. Really well played. Mmoze, and with a fight here, like that. Well, I can't say it's almost a comeback, but that was a really good fight for Mr. Boat. Really good trip point, good hold. Now, one thing that I think went really badly for Mr. Boat in this game is the scouting. He got a bit unlucky, just missing the gazelle over here. Like, he could have scooped that up in our cage with like 3 or 4 villagers, and then it would be perfectly fine. And also, the giraffe sort of spawned a bit far out in the open, a bit exposed. So it was a difficult map for Mr. Boat, and also the scouting that was really problematic. Just missing such a huge chunk of the map over here and not knowing where his resources are. And then that led to sort of the panic gathering of the food in the middle, sending troll villagers, which is way too many out here, and then onto the elephants, which he wasn't able to secure, and that lost so many villagers, and I think that's what cost him the game, losing all these villagers over here on the elephant, just not getting the food that he needed, which stemmed in the first place from scouting issues, not being able to see this hunter or the giraffe over here, which is a bit unlucky for Mr. Boat. It's a bit unlucky, but maybe beating up the giraffe over here was not the right decision. Instead, going for a more thorough scouting than the map was. I don't think that paid off at all for Mr. Boat. It was a cute idea though. It was an interesting idea. Look at military units. Yeah, so we see Mmoze's just ahead all game. All resources total. It's about even for the first 7 minutes thanks to Lure, but then with these villagers walking forward, it's just so much idle time on these giraffes. I mean, just so much walking time all the way out from the base. These 12 villagers, and that's where we start to see things branch off, and Mmoze getting a big resource lead. Because Mr. Boat has such a large amount of walking time. Like, naturally, Oranos should have more resources than Poseidon anyway going into the mid game, just because of how efficient citizens are. But yeah, this resource lead just gets worse and worse, along with the fast TCs that Mmoze was able to take. So good game. So now that's 1-0 for 1-0 for Mmoze. Alright, so welcome back. We're on game 2 now. Mmoze is up 1-0. This is a mono god tournament. Mr. Boat is chosen random god, and Mmoze is Oranos. Once again, the random map has picked Savannah. This Savannah looks to be even more aggressive than the last Savannah in terms of the hunt. Like, it's going to be a big point, having all this hunt spawn so far forward. And already, we're already seeing some interesting things happen for Mr. Boat. He's chosen to save his Dwarven gold mine and instead just go straight to a starting gold, which means that he's going to have this later on and is going to be able to generate either 1,000 or 3,000 gold most likely, and make it much harder for Mmoze to gold starve. But that is going to slow his start down, which can be an issue, seeing how forward this hunt is. And he scouts the hunt, so he knows that there's quite a bit of forward hunt. There's these forward elephants here, these really forward gazelle right in the middle of the map. But he doesn't know that there's really not much safe hunt to the side. Like sometimes in Savannah, like in the last game, you see that you get hunt fairly far back to the side. In this case, this side hunt is actually quite far away and exposed. It's not really to the side; it's still sort of out in the open. But the starting hunt is quite big at least, so that will last the players a little bit into the classical age as well. Meanwhile, we still see standard for Oranos. I think it's just going to be another 430, Murmillo's Turmas, and lots of pressure that we see as typical for Oranos players. He actually won on wood quite early for Mr. Boat, so he sort of didn't actually have the food to make a gatherer there for a couple seconds, I think, because he has this gatherer on wood. And, he's also spent an extra 50 food making this ox cart, so he's got to be really careful about his food amounts. He might not have enough to make villagers since he has got an extra ox cart. That's 50 food, 50 wood, quite expensive. So looking at the map, Mr. Boat has ran forward. He knows the hunt is really aggressive on this map. There's the gazelle here. These forward elephants. Yeah, so this is a really, really aggressive map. While for Mmoze, we see the oracles walking around again. He's chosen to scout more aggressively this game, which I like. You really want to be very aggressive against Thor as Oranos, because if you just let Thor boom and do what he wants, then you're going to run into a huge problem with Ragnarok flaming weapons later on. You absolutely cannot let Thor boom here. And it's up to the Oranos player to try and make something happen. He's already scouted this forward gazelle, so I imagine that he will likely be trying to contest it, seeing as Mr. Boat is not using his dwarven mine. So Mr. Boat's going to have a bit of a slow start, which means Mmoze can establish himself quite nicely on these gazelle. I'll move over there. Yep, he's already moving now, and then just build a manor over here, and it's pretty much safe. It's your hunt. It's really good for him. Not using this dwarven gold mine. I feel like that might really hurt Mr. Boat on this map, where the hunt is so aggressive. You really need to have as fast a start as possible to make sure you can secure it. The relics this time, Kithra of Apollo, 10% villager speed. That would definitely come in very handy. Really, really good relic. 10% villager speed makes it nice for moving around the map. Reduces the walking time of your villagers in the case of Mr. Boat. And just more mobility is really good in general. You get walk to the TCs faster. You escape raids easier. It's easier to do forward builds. It's a really good relic. Also, the other relic, Anvil of Hephaestus, I believe. Yeah, it's 10% cheaper armory research costs. I'd say it's a slightly below average relic, but it's still useful. Thor already has some cheaper army bonuses, so maybe you can get that, and then you get like these really cheap army bonuses, and you get lots of army upgrades early and just win fights. Maybe you could try to do that. I know that Mr. Boat should be pretty confident with playing Thor, since he has been playing Thor on ladder, from what I know. So this should be a god that he's more comfortable with than Poseidon. But still I'm a little bit worried. I mean, this gold mine here, like it does have the sentry tower protecting it, but then just some turmos are like it's also it's quite far, it's quite forward, and it could be harassed. Mr. Boat going now for the Kithra of Apollo relic. I like it. I really want to see him pick up the relic. Mmoze, he's classical age now, and he's deleted his Promethean to get these two fast little Promethean offspring, which are much faster and can help explore the map and harass villagers. Which is why a lot of players just delete the Promethean straight away. You get these two little Promethean offspring. And also, there's quite a lot of map that Mmoze still likely wants to scout. He doesn't know much about Mr. Boat's base yet. So he's running down here just to check on this hunt, but Mr. Boat's not quite there yet. There is quite a lot of starting hunt in this map, and Mr. Boat is just finishing it off. After this hunt, Mr. Boat doesn't actually have a good spot for the next hunt. I mean, these elephants are too far forward. He hasn't scouted the giraffe here, and these gazelle, that Mmoze's already on it. So is he just going to go to the pigs after finishing these gazelle? That's really gonna. I mean the chickens, not the pigs. Yeah, he's just gonna go onto the chickens. That's gonna be really early on the chickens. And his Norse, seeing as Norse does hunt really fast, it's gonna be a pretty big setback to not be able to be on hunt. The Promethean offspring finding Mr. Boat's woodline. They're doing good work right now. Just being a bit of a nuisance. If he could pick off this one villager, it would be a massive win for Mmoze, but it looks like it's just not quite enough. If he could pick off that one villager, that'd be just so massive. I see Mr. Boat being housed. Oh no, that's not good. So the Promethean offspring distracted Mr. Boat quite badly, it seemed, because it looks like Mr. Boat has been housed for quite a while. Now Mr. Boat, he's moving out to grab these elephants over here, but it looks pretty sketchy. I mean, he's been housed for so long, he's not been producing units, and he's not going to be able to sustain this elf production for very long with just 100 food. The Valkyrie is going back at Mr. Boat, going towards Mr. Boat's back. It's looking for raids. Maybe he'll find something. Maybe he'll find a good forest fire, but now Mmoze has already gotten out quite a bit of army. He's not found out about these elephants, but he is about to now. He sees it with the Promethean offspring. He's moving in over here. His army is picking off a house, just picking off free stuff now. This is going pretty well for Mmoze. Raid happens now. The Valkyrie is forcing off all these citizens off of the woodline. It's really nice for Mr. Boat. This is a good raid. I mean, it didn't pick off any citizens, but then realistically, that's just not going to happen against Atlantean. These citizens being so tanky. The amount of idle time force is pretty good. Mmoze now looking to contest the hunt of Mr. Boat. Mr. Boat's Valkyrie is not here to help the fight. This Valkyrie would definitely make a big difference, and it looks like Mmoze has more army than Mr. Boat, just having spent all his resources for being really, really efficient. While Mr. Boat not quite doing as good a job spending his resources, and he's backing out now. That's a really, really big win for Mmoze. Look at the units lost as well. Mmoze getting much better KD, picking up all these units. And now the Gatherers, are they going to get called out? Doesn't follow it up. But yeah, picking off all those units and then just forcing Mr. Boat to walk away from this hunt. And now, that's just a massive, massive win for Mmoze. Mr. Boat is still ahead in score though. He is still ahead, but I'm not really sure why that is, but the game's not over. This Elf Flood is going to be a stronger unit composition than Murmillas and Turmas. The Turmas really don't do well against the Elves at all. Can move in now. Maybe pick up a Dwarf. No. There's a bit of idle time here. These two citizens are low. As you can see, Mmoze, he's been hunting the whole map. He's been hunting here, now he's hunting down here. And then he's probably going to get the elephants later, while Mr. Boat, he had to move into the elephants and moving back, so that's what the slow start cost him. He's not able to secure the elephants, he's not able to secure his hunt, and now it's going to be like a similar story to the last game, where Mr. Boat just didn't do a very good job of getting his hunt secured in the last game, and now I feel like now it's the same issue. Without hunt, you're just so far behind. So, you see Dwarven Army picked off, built a little bit far forward here. I was thinking Mr. Boat might actually get watchtowers here, just to cope with this aggression, but then the watchtowers, it wouldn't help him secure his next gold mine or hunt, for that matter, so that's what Mr. Boat should be worried about. Yeah, now he's rebuilding the Dwarven Army. That's 75 wood. 75 wood isn't that much, but it's something. But now once Mr. Boat's out of these goats, it's not going to be pretty. He can still make these dwarves, but then he won't have the food to go heroic without investing a ton into farms. While Grand Monster's just, I mean, Mmoze is just hunting the whole map. So Mr. Boat looks like he wants to grab this town center, but I don't think that's happening. Mmoze is grabbing his own town center, and it looks like he won't have any problems with that. These Elfsharks, they're not going to scout it. Yeah, that's another thing about Thor. His scouting is just much worse than Odin's. Like, Odin would definitely know about this, and then you'd have to worry about the Elves coming in, but instead you have this. And Mmoze is just picking more and more Elves. It's not looking good. Look at the units lost. Mmoze has lost basically nothing compared to Mr. Boat. Maybe if you look at the units lost, the 6 is kind of misleading. It's actually only 3 units. It's actually only 4 units lost, because one of these units lost is a Promethean, right? And then the Promethean has those 2 Promethean offspring. Which means that like the Promethean dying is like counts as 3 units die, but you can see the resource difference in units lost. Really, really huge. So Mr. Boat, he's forced onto the gold mine in his base. He's used Dwarven gold mine, but he's also sort of out here. I want to see him try to wall this up, but in the meantime he's using all these buildings over here for free. These are Norse buildings, so they are really they are very fragile. Norse buildings very fragile. And so he's just losing all these buildings really fast to the Atlantean army, just pressuring here. He's also down in town center. Like, it's 2 against 1 town centers right now. But he is going to be up through Skadi, and with Skadi he's going to be able to Frost this army, and I think get really, really good value out of Frost. Just to be able to completely take out this army. No, the temple. He needs to rebuild the temple. The temple is down. He's not going to get the free Frost Giant. Free Frost Giant. It's also losing the two relics. But the free Frost Giant. He's building it now. Oh, he's got so many builders. Okay, it's going to be up in time. It's going to be up in time. But now Mmoze, he's picked off the temple. He's picked off the army. He's picked off like 3 houses, watchtower, even more houses coming in. More units getting picked off. It's not looking good for Mr. Boat. I want to see Mr. Boat make some walls over here in front of this gold mine. I really want to see some walls and maybe some counter raids or anything, because at the moment, Mmoze, he's just got full map control. I mean, this spot could be raided potentially, like over here. You could force some idle time. And it's funny, there's a stray ox cart over here. You're sort of in the middle of nowhere. It's been around since the elephant. It never quite made it back home to base. I wonder if Mr. Boat just forgot about it. I'm not quite sure. Mr. Boat is going to be able to secure his gold now. He's getting the hill fort up. Thor has a much better late game than Oranos, but then on one town center, it's not going to cut it. He's not going to have enough villagers for Ragnarok. He's also really struggling on his economy. I mean, just look at it. He's got no food, no wood, and yeah. Just really struggling on the economy. I want to see a market up ASAP to just start trading resources. Maybe make an attempt to grab this town center with the help of Frost. Mmoze, on the other hand, is now up Hyperion, so now this Frost Giant it's not going to be as scary. Like, I guess it sort of makes sense to go Hyperion because he spent all his favor in Prometheus and doesn't have money for the birds. If he catches this army over here and gets Chaos on the Frost Giant, like it might hit the Valkyrie here, but if he chaoses the Frost Giant and 4L starts, it's going to be absolutely massive win. Maybe Mr. Boat should be trying to split his myth units from the rest of his army. I'm not quite sure. One thing Mr. Boat does need to do is get his second town center. Like Ragnarok is just not going to be powerful enough on one town center. Chaos happens now, comes down, and he gets a Frost Giant. Oh, that's going to be really good. It freezes it actually freezes Mr. Boat's Frost Giant. So it gets frosted. So now that's 4 units down, and the Frost Giant for Mr. Boat. And then this God Power is going to be up again in 4 minutes. That's the recharge time of Chaos. Yeah, so he takes some damage and loses 4 units, and then now this God Power is just going to be available again in another 4 minutes, and just going to keep happening. Mmoze has gotten his market up. He's ready to make a good trade route. Yeah, this is going to be a really nice long trade route. Though I'm not sure if it's the right choice to make caravans this early, seeing as you want to go mythic and you need the food to flood more of these Murmelows. Mmoze not really doing too good on the food department right now. This town center. Mr. Boat really should be trying to. He should be trying to secure his town centers. Like, make a wall here at least to just like help secure this one. I mean, this town center is kind of bad. It doesn't have any resources next to it, but this town center in the middle. Yeah, I would just try to take this with Frost. It's absolutely necessary to get this town center. Look at Mr. Boat's perspective. He's fixed his economy a little bit. He's got an economy that's very heavy on dwarves and not so heavy on gatherers. So it's a little bit of a lopsided economy. These doors aren't the best at gathering food and wood, but they are Thor doors. Yeah, Thor door. Yeah, now I feel like it's a good time to Frost. I mean, there's not really much reason to keep waiting on it. If he Frost and traps this army, he should be able to pick it off. Yeah, Frost comes down now. He's taking the town center. Then maybe make another hill for it and put pressure on this gold. And Mmoze is getting his 3rd town center up without any issues. Yeah, this town center going up. That's absolutely necessary. It should have gone up way sooner. Way sooner for Mr. Boat. I want to see some more building spam in front of this army because this Frost. Once this Frost runs out, you're going to want to trap this army in under the town center. Frost Giant special happening on the Satyr. That's nice. But yeah, if Mmoze can just retreat this army without losing much of it, then I feel like then Mr. Boat is just sort of too far behind to win the game. If he's not able to pick off most of this army, he actually has to be spamming buildings now, longhouses in front, just to block the escape route. Attacking these units is no good. I mean, they've got 99% pierce. They've got 99% armor. They're going to be taking hardly any damage. Yeah, now you see Mmoze, he's going to be able to retreat this army without any issues now. He's just going to be able to retreat it, and he's going to have the resources to go Mythic Age soon. Soon enough. Well, he doesn't quite yet. He's going to be able to regroup and maybe try to do something. Maybe try to push in this town center. The Norse Heroic Age is really strong with the Frost Giants, so I'm not sure if he's going to be able to push on this town center. The Frost Giants are going to be really strong. With Chaos, like, he could probably push. I guess that's what he's waiting for, Chaos. I'm personally not a big fan of investing in trade this early. I really think the food will be better used on Mythic. I'm trying to go Mythic and then making these caravans. Granted, Oranos doesn't have Implode for the Mythic Age. He's only got Tartaran Gate and Vortex, and I think Implode is what you really want against Norse in this situation. It's much better than the Tartaran Gate. The Tartaran Gate's still pretty decent over here. We can put it on the temple. I can still do a lot of damage, but maybe Mythic Age isn't that important. So Chaos should almost be up right now for Mmoze. I guess that's what he's waiting for. Unless he uses it, he'll be able to push back. Look at these upgrades. Mr. Boat doesn't actually have that many army upgrades. Like, I thought he'd have more, but since he had that Envelope Hephaestus and store, like it's actually pretty much the same as what Mmoze has. He's like moving in onto this gold mine. He really wants to get some frost on the villagers. And these frost giants are so strong, but yeah, I'm not sure. Once Chaos comes down, it's going to remove a really big chunk of this army. Also, yeah, Mmoze's economy is really like it's really bad on the food income. I mean, that's why he's making these archers into these Archists into the Huskarls. You absolutely don't want to be doing that. The Huskarls, they absolutely crush these Archists. It would be even better to just make Kyra Ballista. Kyra Ballista do pretty good against the Huskarls. Archists don't. Now Chaos comes down. See, makes him remove like half of this army, half of these Huskarls. I mean, there's 4 Chaos Huskarls, and they're going to start killing each other. And then the Frost Giant here, it's going to take out another Huskarl. So basically remove half the Huskarl and a Frost Giant. Really strong power. Now the heavy Archists are in. There's still some Huskarls over here. It's not quite enough to deal with an army of this size. Mr. Boat is trying to get the TC now. He gets spotted by Mmoze Citizen. Mmoze trying to steal the Town Center sneakily, but Mr. Boat is there to stop it, and he's going to be able to pick off his Citizen. Now we see the side build happening. Mmoze taking Mr. Boat's elephants, actually. So yeah, Mmoze once again getting so much more hunt. And he's going to now maneuver his army over here to try and stop this Town Center from happening. 2 military academies coming down. They're going to be flooding in Murmelos and Archists right into this Town Center. If you can deny this Town Center, that would be really good for Mmoze. How close is Mr. Boat to Ragnarok, though? It's not even close to Ragnarok. That's pretty much Mr. Boat's only way to win. He has to get a good rag off. But, it's not even close. It's not even close. You see the fight happening now. Mmoze has quite a lot of army here, but it's mostly Archists and these Huskarls. These Huskarls should do really good against them. But then he's got more units coming in. He's got the 2 military buildings and also the palace here. Destroyer's coming down. I don't think this Town Center is going to go up, and if it's not going to go up and the fighting just keeps happening, it's going to keep Mr. Boat from going Mythic. And that's sort of what Mmoze wants. He wants to make sure that Mr. Boat doesn't get to go Mythic, because Ragnarok is a huge problem for Atlantean to deal with. Now Mmoze is up through Hecate. Let's see where he uses Tartaran Gate. Could be used on his temple over here. The Sulfort here is also maybe kind of valid. Looks like the Lampage is going down to try and find a spot. Hopefully he pays attention though, because this could get frosted by the Frost Giant. He did use a special on the Huskarl. Now Palace is going down next to this settlement. Now once this Palace goes down, this settlement is never going up. And the push is happening to the main base of Mr. Boat. Fortified Town Center is being researched, but the unit flood here looks like it's just going to be too much. The Tartaran Gate happening at the same time. That's really nice. Although it looks like Mmoze is helping to kill the Tartaran spawn just a little bit. So Mr. Boat's base is just being taken out like mad. Mr. Boat now finally has the resources to go Mythic, and he's up through Baldur. But then he's going to be losing all these doors here. Like how many villagers does he have? Is the Ragnarok going to be strong enough? He's only got 58. He's only got 58 villagers. I mean, he's been on 1 Town Center for most of the game. Now he's losing so many. This Ragnarok, I don't think 60 rag heroes is going to be enough for Mr. Boat to come back. 60 rag heroes are just not enough. So this looks like it's going to be a complete mess. You're also going to have like 3 rag heroes just stuck in the gold mine and not being able to do anything. Losing all these houses here. Now Mr. Boat has to rebuild them. It's very nasty. All the villagers are now chiming in to help build these destroyers, but they're just so tanky. I guess this TC is going to stay up, but it's not going to last very long. I mean, more units are coming in. Baldur is being researched from the other TC, but Mr. Boat, he's only got 60 villagers. 60 villagers is not going to be enough for this Ragnarok to turn things around. You actually see the new unit now, Onagers, just sieging down this town center, and it might... Oh, this Ragnarok, I don't know if it's even going to come through. These Onagers are taking down the TC so fast. I mean, there's 4 of them, now 5. And Mr. Boat doesn't have a way to stop it. Ragnarok, 92%, 93%, 95%. No, it's not going to make it. It's not going to make it. 97%. Ragnarok is cancelled, and now Mr. Boat is on no town centers. So Mr. Boat forfeits. Mr. Boat resigns, and Mmoze takes the win over Mr. Boat. So a big problem for Mr. Boat this game was just being able to secure his hunt. His eco was just like so. He was doing so bad on food. He had like plenty of gold, and you need food. You need just food and gold because all you want to do against Ati was just spam all stars. But he couldn't get the food because his start was just so slow from not using the Dwarven mine at the start. I really wish Mr. Boat tried to play more aggressive and use the Dwarven mine straight away, get out those early units, and just try to control the map a bit more. Also, he kind of was really slow to take the second TC and just fell so behind in eco. Granted, Ati has a really good eco normally, but then staying on one TC for so long really hurt Mr. Boat. I have to see quite a bit of trade here. Again, both of these players were making trade quite early this game. I think I'm not sure if that's the right decision. I feel like an earlier Mythic Age to get those god powers. That's what's really going to be important. I mean, these caravans, how many gold does this one have? It's got 102 gold, so it's basically like an extra villager, but it costs 100 food instead of just 50 food. So it's like getting extra villagers, but for 100 food. Is that worth it? I don't know. But I mean, you can't criticize Mmoze since he did win the game quite cleanly. Yeah, so looks like Mmoze will be taking the series over Mr. Boat 2-0 and be advancing through to the next round. So well played by him. Unfortunate for Mr. Boat. Maybe he would have maybe he should have tried to focus more on one god. So like it's also like if you go random god into a game, I feel like it's sort of just like it's not good for your mental state because I feel like you want to be mentally prepared to play whatever god that you pick. Like it's sort of a mental thing. If you play random god, I feel like sometimes I'm just not prepared to get whatever I play. But that's just me. Anyway, 2 games.